Yeah, so one of the things that I think we need to recognize as a people, especially the people of Uganda, I want to speak directly to the people of Uganda. I'm Ugandan British and I run businesses in different parts of the world, but I'm focused here now. This is where I apply my business, if you like. One thing I have to tell you, during such a crisis as we have the coronavirus, the thing that's most important is leadership. Leadership, leadership, leadership. And I have to tell you that sometimes you have to put aside your views, your demographics, and look at a human being as a human being, and look at a group of people. I salute the President of Uganda, President Museveni, for a tremendous job. I commend the work he's done with his team to really calm the people down. But it's not all just gimmicks, it's actual plans that are working. So we're starting to see confidence coming back into the society. And one of the things that I employ everyone to do, to take the lead from the president, is to really become a leader. If you're a father, lead. If you're a mother, lead. If you're a teacher, lead. If you're a sister, brother, lead. And a leader is not just somebody who shows power. Leadership is an attitude. And in business, we look at it very different. So, your attitude is going to show leadership. Your behavior, especially right now where mannerisms, touching your face or doing stuff like that, can be very, very dangerous. Those things are not things you can enforce with your children, for instance. They're things you have to do for them to be able to do them. So you lead by example. Your behaviors are what they do, but only half as good. Your speech is what they say, only half as good. Your messages is what they deliver, only half as good. So you have to be extremely careful how you behave, especially in this time where behavior is actually the savior. It's very important. Things like being compliant. Stay home. Stay home. We all have businesses. We're all very busy people. I'd love to be somewhere in a different country, negotiating business meetings. But I'm here. And I'm making good use of it. So we need to work as a collective. We need to provide that leadership that's required to get us moving. Because if each family is secured, then the country is secured. It's very, very important. But one of the things I'd like to propose to especially the authorities, the president and his team, if you ever have a chance to listen to this, I doubt you will, but we have an opportunity in Africa to use some of the systems we put in place and some of the systems this government has put in place, especially at the local council level. In the UK, I observed they used to do this thing called Neighborhood Watch, and we have it now with the LDCs and various other local councils. It's a fantastic system. So we really need to hold each other accountable. If the local councils are encouraged to maybe segment families into groups of 10 or 20, and we can inspect on a regular basis what's going on. Is there any sort of, family that's getting symptoms of this particular virus? If we manage it at that level, then it's easy to report the cases. Some people don't report out of ignorance because they're scared. So I think there's an opportunity for the government to provide social proof with the people they're treating right now. Not so much to expose their identities, but the processes that have been put in place and how they're working, so people can actually gain confidence that things are being done properly, which I'm sure they are. So it's not important that we know, it's important that we're shown. It's very important that people get to see these things. So there's a communication platform out there, a citizens communication platform that can help in sensitizing people to this social proof, because you're doing an outstanding job, but it's always, for most people, they need to see the proof before they actually believe it's happening. So that's really important. The other thing is I'd appeal to the president and the government officials to ban the use of plastics for now. plastic bags. Apparently this COVID-19 virus will stay on plastics for as long as 9 hours. So we have a culture of cavera everywhere. People are carrying these black bags, and they're carrying the virus in the process if it's already in the country. So we've got to be very careful not to promote those. I think if we just stop them, even if it's for a period of time, I think it will work really, really well. And the last thing is we probably need to start using technology to train people. Some of these people that are in the rural areas, if they have access to internet, they can have courses, computer-based training that's going to allow them to understand how to mitigate this disaster that's looming. Because again, as we have seen, the coronavirus is not exclusive, it's inclusive. It will attack everywhere, anybody. So very important that we start to provide. I'm sure that's being done already, but if it's not being done, it's something you can look into. It's the quickest way to reach people, train people online so they can have behavior partners. I think TVs and radio stations have to do more. They could teach people how to wash their hands. There's a different way to wash your hands if you're doing it to prevent a particular virus. The tips of your hands, for instance, these are very important parts. So you can wash places, but if you don't wash everywhere, then the virus is still on your hands. So that can be easily spread. But let's focus on the objectives. And the objectives are to keep people calm and healthy and safe, rather than the objections. And this is not a time to parade our badges of foolishness, hatred, divisions. That the mission is more important than the divisions we have right now. And as a collective, I think we can beat this, and we can get the country back to normal, and we can start doing our business. We can start to get our kids back to school, and everything starts to work as it's supposed to. But I commend the government, and I continue to pray for everyone out there that you stay safe. But most importantly, be compliant. Be compliant. Don't leave home unless you have to. And again, this is just my little advice. I just hope that somebody picks this up and picks some of these ideas. And it would be really good if we had a suggestion box that's based online where people can flood it with suggestions and ideas. And we have the phone numbers, but we need an online platform where people can dump stuff. I think I have symptoms. What do I do? That's easy to pick up. And then, of course, people can communicate that way. God bless you. Thank you. And Mr. President, if you ever see this, I salute you. You're one of the best mobilizers. Your tenacity is beyond belief. You continue to set an example. Thank you very much.